Well, today I think I have something for almost anyone. Almost anyone. But something I think you folks will like. I previewed this on Facebook, but now you're going to get the video, and I think you're just going to absolutely love it. Right, Barbara?
I'm sure they will.
There you go. All right, so what we're going to do today, something simple, and most things I do, I cook in real time to show you how easy it is. And I'm going to do this now in less than 10 minutes. Okay, here we go. What does Leroy have up here? Lobster. Almost anyone likes lobster. And white wine sauce over a zucchini pasta. So I'm using zucchini and also yellow squash. And it's just absolutely delicious. The pasta is no carbs, and it's just a wonderful thing. Okay? Now what I did here is just make the zucchini pasta out of this contraption, and I'll get to that in a minute. It's actually starting to simmer already. But the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to put the lobster in a pot. But before we put it into the pot, I'm steaming the lobster, and I like steamed lobster as opposed to baked or any of that stuff. It just comes out much tenderer. Barbara, take a look in here and what this lobster will be steaming in. Look at that concoction. That is, oh, God, it smells good. That's going to be our white wine sauce. So, of course, we have white wine. I've got Pinot Grigio in there. You know, I use that a lot. I have onions in there, chopped onions. I have minced garlic. I have this little pinch of salt, extra virgin olive oil in there, butter, and I also have a little bit of oregano in there to give it a little color, a little flavor. And that's it. So that's what the lobster is going to steam in. And once again, folks, if you don't consume alcohol, just remember that the alcohol in the wine is cooked off, so you're left with the flavor. And that's just a wonderful thing. Well, it's time to dunk the lobster. So I've got this lobster here. I'm going to call him Raymond. I'm sorry, Raymond, but you got to go in. This is a Maine lobster. You want to make sure your lobster is fresh. So when you go to the market to get a lobster, you don't want one that's just dead. You want one that's kind of moving around a little bit. So I'm putting the lobster in. So Raymond is going in. And this will just take a few minutes. So while Raymond is simmering in this steam and white wine, we're going to go over here to this zucchini. Now, let me just turn this down a little bit because it's already simmering. What I did was, and you can buy these anywhere, like in a 5 and dime store. I mean, this is really an elbow buster, guys, but it does work well. You make like pasta strips out of this little contraption here, and you can make either like a linguine or a thin angel hair pasta. This is like a linguine. And what you do here, you just simply put in your zucchini and you twist it. And it comes out just like pasta would. Okay? So, I've started this already. And what I'm going to add to this, I started off with a base of extra virgin olive oil and minced garlic. You know, extra virgin olive oil is always my thing. Alright? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some extra virgin olive oil on the top. Okay? Just to kick it off. I'm going to use a little bit of salt, not much. You know, I usually use my pink Himalayan sea salt, but for those who are salt restricted, you can use a low sodium salt. But you don't have to use it, I just think it gives a little flavor. With a pink Himalayan, I like it because you use less of it, it's very strong. I'm going to put a little bit of coarse ground pepper on top. Alright? And then to really give it a nice kick, I've got dried basil. Now, again, you know, I go back and forth between, you know, dried herbs and fresh herbs. For something like this, I would prefer a dried basil. It basically adheres, once again, to your vegetable, and I think it's more flavorful. You know, fresh herbs in this kind of cooking can get a little sloppy, so you really don't want that. But look at this. With just in minutes, this is basically done. It's just wonderful. I just love it. I just love it. Barbara's rolling her eyes. But she's just going to love this squash and zucchini pasta once it's done. Now, Raymond is almost cooked. I guess he didn't know what hit him. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't know. But the bottom line is Raymond is almost cooked. Lobster, believe it or not, used to be a poor man's food. They didn't serve that at five-star restaurants back in the day, whatever it was, before the turn of the century, not the 20th century, or at least the 21st century. But it's now, of course, a delicacy and it's expensive. Actually, right now, the prices have gone down a little bit. Some can get it as low as $6, $7 a pound. Hard, but you can find it. You know, it's just one of those things. Shrimp, chicken wings, and I'm going to make that for you, my world famous, I shouldn't say world famous, but famous in the United States, my blackened chicken wings, I'll do that. That was something everybody threw away. Now, you go to a market to get it, you're paying top dollar. Ain't that nothing? And don't think you can get something, wings around Super Bowl. You really paying top dollar. Capitalism at its best. But anyway, here we go. So, let's take a look at ramen. Oh, everybody loves ramen. Look at that. That lobster cooked in no time. It is absolutely fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take ramen out of here. Oh, God, ramen, look at you. Oh. And I'm going to take it over here. Now, lobsters can be sloppy. That's why a lot of times you go to a lobster, they put a bib on you and all that stuff, and they give you one of those hammers to crack everything up. Forget that stuff. Here's what you do. This device here is used to cut chicken, meat, and stuff like that. So you just use this on the lobster to cut the shell. It's very easy. It's not time consuming. It breaks it up, as you can see here. And I'm going to take this here, and I'm just going to cut off the claws. All right? Simple, quick, not an issue, not a problem, no problema. And I'm going to cut off the tail, okay? And then I'm going to take this tail, and I'm going to cut it down the middle this way. So when you get to it, all you have to do, whoa, where are you going here? Get back here. You're dead already. Stop running away from me. Okay? You get it here, and you just crack it down. I'm going to take my fingers here. It's not too hot. And open it up. And this way, you can get to the meat quick. And again, if you had to crack this, stuff would be all over you. This way, it's done. It's done. Okay? So I'm going to take this. I'm going to leave the rest of the body there. This is a male, so there are no eggs in there. Most of this, they call it the dead man. You don't want to really eat that so much. If you don't want to eat it at all, as a matter of fact. And here we go. So now, what we're going to do, we're going to take a plate. We're going to plate this, ladies and gents. And I'm going to put my pasta on here like this. Real simple. Look at that steam. Oh God, Barbara, you don't know. You're in for a treat. And I'm going to put this down here for a minute. Now, what I'm going to do, before I put the lobster on there, I'm going to take the white wine sauce out. And I'm going to pour it into a little glass bowl. Because you want this to pour over and to dip this for the lobster that you don't want to cover it over with. But there's your white wine sauce. Lord have mercy. So let me get ramen, or what's left of him, cut up in parts. And I'm going to put the lobster. So you want to impress somebody, you know, just put that lobster around. Just plate that bad boy, you know, surround. This is like Custer's last stand, but in this case, this is Raymond's last stand before he gets ate. So this is basically it. Look at that. Now this is in real time. Real time, ladies and gentlemen. It takes no time to do this. Now the sauce, you can use as little or as much butter as you want. I have less butter in this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that down here for a second. And I am going to get a Z-fork. And I am going to take a little bit of this lobster out of here. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. And I'm just going to dip I'm just gonna douse this bad boy. I'm gonna dunk it like Dunkin' Donuts. Lobster, steamed, Maine lobster, white wine sauce over zucchini and yellow squash pasta.